Hey guys, so today I am doing a full face tutorial from lip balm to lipstick. I was looking at my last 10 to 20 videos and I noticed that it had been a long time since I had done a full face tutorial. I did a ton of tutorials in the recent past, but I would always skip over the base products. And some people like to see what you're using for base products, so that's what we're going to do today. I did get a head start on you though. I did apply my lip balm. It is Chapstick Total Hydration Coconut Lip Balm. And then it says 3-in-1 lip care. If you're looking for a lip balm that lasts more than 5 minutes, this is it. This will hydrate your lips and they will stay hydrated for a long time. That's my biggest beef with most lip balms is not only are some of them not moisturizing, some of them I feel like they actually dry out your lips even more, which kind of defeats the purpose of buying it in the first place, right? Okay, so that's all I've applied so far. So I'm going to start with my face primer, which is Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. This is not new. This has been around for a while, but I feel like it works really well at just smoothing over all the unevenness of my skin to give my face like a blank canvas. By the way, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this today is I've switched up some things, like the way that I use certain products or well, I guess you'll see once we get to each thing. I'll explain what it is and why I'm using it. But it occurred to me this morning when I was deciding what I was going to do and picking out products. Great, I'm just dropping everything. That, I enjoy buying new things and trying trying out the latest trends and everything as much as the next person, but I don't want to do that to the exclusion of ignoring products that are not new that are really good. That was one of the reasons why I bought all those NYX prismatic eyeshadows, because those eyeshadows are not new. They've been around for quite some time, but they're so good that they deserved to be bought. And shown and used, And oh, by the way, anybody that requested a video using a specific shade, I wrote down your suggestions and I will get to those videos as soon as I can. But today I just wanted to use some things that I've loved for a long time that I haven't used in a long time that deserve recognition. So yeah, I feel like we're all so hung up on what's new and what's trendy, and I'm guilty of that too. I mean, I bought both of the new Wet n Wild collections, but they're not expensive, So I don't mind spending money on things that aren't going to bankrupt me. I wouldn't do that if it was a high-end brand. I'm not going to go out and buy the full line of something, but with Wet n Wild, you feel like you can because everything is so affordable. But yeah, I want to try to keep some balance on my channel where I show things that are affordable, I show things that are a little more expensive, I show things that are new, I show and use things that are not new, that have been around for a long time. So it's all about balance. I am a Libra, and that's what we do. We try to keep the scales so that they don't tip too far in either direction. Okay, so this primer has been around a long time, and it's not the first tube of it that I've had. It's something that I have repurchased, so that is good. Now, for foundation, this I think did come out in the last year, but it is so good. And when it first came out, everybody reviewed it, everybody talked about it, and now nobody talks about it anymore, but it's still good. Maybelline SuperStay Full Coverage Foundation. I love this. I am in the shade 120 Classic Ivory. Always shake your foundation every time you use it. You would not believe how many people don't do that. And it's not you though, right? No, it's not you. It separates and it settles, and the thinner parts rise to the top, the thicker parts settle to the bottom. And if you don't shake it, it isn't going to be consistent throughout. But when you get to the bottom, it's going to get all nasty and you won't want to use it anymore. It may not even come out of the pump. So shake your foundation up good. I'm going to use my Morphe buffing brush from the Complexion Goals collection. Now this is something that I bought recently that's new to me. I don't know how long it's been out overall, but so glad I bought this set. I love these brushes so much, and they're so pretty, aren't they? They're just pretty. This does get a bit of staining on it, and I cleaned the heck out of this brush, and I just was like, okay, good enough. But this has been deep cleaned, but yeah, they do get a bit stained, but that's not really the brushes I feel so much as it is this foundation. This foundation, the pigments are really intense. I like to just start with a little bit. So I have gotten a lot of new subscribers lately, and I want to thank you all personally for hitting that subscribe button, because I know that you don't have to, and I appreciate you being here. I've gotten tons of nice comments from some fabulous people. I just can't even believe how many of you are here now that just seem like such great, awesome people, and it's like, yay! I'm really thrilled and humbled by it because, you know, I've been on YouTube a long time, about 9 years, long time. And if you think it's easy to get subscribers, it's not. You know, I have 5,000 plus subscribers, and that is no easy feat. I mean, there's so many people now that have over 1 million subscribers that you'd think that was the easiest thing in the world to accomplish. No, it is not. Getting to 5,000 was a struggle for me and a surprise, really, because one thing I do not have on my side is youth. And a lot of younger people don't necessarily want to watch an older person come on and talk about makeup because they would rather watch somebody their own age, which I get that. I don't know if I would feel that way if I was young, but I probably would. So especially all of you who are not old like me that are here, I super appreciate you guys just because, you know, you obviously don't have any issues with me being older. And maybe I shouldn't say this, but I am 57. Ugh. Yeah, I know. You're like, 57? Unsubscribe. But you know, I'm not your typical 57-year-old. I feel like I relate more to younger people in a lot of ways than I do people my own age, because I don't have any children, which is very unusual for somebody my age. Most people my age have children and grandchildren. It wasn't like a decision to not have children. It was more of a circumstantial thing, because I got married when I was very young, and I was married for 5 years, and I got divorced. And I didn't have any children in those 5 years because I wanted to make sure the marriage was going to last before I brought people into the world. And I'm glad I did that, because, you know, when you get divorced and you have children, for those of you who've been through it, it's messy, it's complicated, and it's not fun for the kids either. I am a product of divorce myself, and that's why I've lived through it. My parents got divorced when I was very young. So then I was single for a long, long time until I met my husband, and we've been married now for 10 years. And we thought about having kids when we first got married, but we were both pretty old at that time. You figure if I'm 57 now, um, you know, I was 47 then, so that's pretty old to just be starting off. And I thought, no, no, you know, that ship has sailed. And sure enough, you know, time went by and I feel like I probably made the right decision. This is Wet n Wild Megaglo concealer in Follow Your Bisque. I thought this was limited edition and discontinued, but I saw it at Walgreens. I had this before, but I had it in the wrong shade. So I bought it again, and this time I got what would be the correct shade for me. So I've been using this, and frankly, it makes no difference what I use for a concealer because these indentations under my eyes cannot be covered up without some type of filler or something like that, which I would never do. No offense to anybody that does do that. You do you, I'll do me, and we'll meet somewhere in between. So that's what I've been playing around with for concealer lately. I'm going to set everything with Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. This is the one that says translucent, extra coverage on the back. I finished my Cover FX Deluxe sample that I had, and that is a nice powder. But I have so many other powders that I'm not going to run out and buy the full size of that, even though I did really like it. Okay, so knocked some of that in here, and now I'm going to use the Morphe powder brush that came in the Complexion Goals set. I like to fluff up my brushes because I do deep clean them, so they kind of lose their shape. So I like to fluff it up before I dip it in the product. And then I like to swirl the powder in the cover and tap off the excess. So let's set that foundation with a little bit of powder. So to go full circle back to where I was, you know, thank you all for being here. Old subscribers, new subscribers, and the lurkers who just watch and don't hit the subscribe button. I still am glad you're here, but I wish you would. Doesn't cost anything, you know. Okay, so that's what I'm using for powder. And then for my face contour, I'm still loving this Colormates Multi Cream Stick in medium. Once summer is over, I won't be able to use this anymore because then this will be too dark for me. But right now, it's perfect. So I usually start about there and then go up like that and take the brush that I used for foundation and just buff that in, up and out like that. I love cream contour. I think it is so much easier to use than powder. And it feels nice too. And you wouldn't think that I'd be able to use a cream contour stick after just dusting powder all over my face, but it doesn't create any problems. It blends in fine. Okay, for blush today, I'm going to use a blush that is like maybe the most classic blush of all time. NARS Orgasm. When they say this looks good on everybody, no joke, it really does. Because this is coral. This is a beautiful golden coral. And if I can use it, anybody can use it. This is the blush brush that came in the Morphe Complexion Goals kit. These don't have numbers on them, by the way. It's just the Complexion Goals kit. Yeah, if I can use this, anybody can use this because my skin is very cool tone. And normally oranges, corals, golds, things like that don't look as good on me as they would someone who has warmer toned skin. But this looks okay on me. So if I can get away with it, you can get away with it. Okay, so I'm going to go right above where I put that contour. Up and out, right over that. So it just gives you a beautiful golden coral flush of color. And speaking of gold, not looking good, I'm going to use a gold highlighter, and this is my type of gold. This is the LA Colors Strobing Illuminating Powder in Gleaming Goddess. This is a beautiful highlighter. And the reason why this is not a problem for me is look how light this is. This is so light it almost looks white. It's like a white gold. But it is stunning. I'm going to use that with the Wet n Wild highlighting brush from the Fire Dragon versus Ice Dragon collection that you should be seeing in stores now. I think it's in Walgreens and CVS now, in addition to the store that I bought it at. Okay, we're going to go right across the top of my cheekbones and then up into the temple area. Just going to put a little bit more on. There we go. Yeah, this is really pretty. It comes in lots of other colors though. You can find this at Family Dollar. Okay, we are moving on now to the eye products. I'm going to prime my eyes with MAC Painterly Paint Pot. If you can afford this, it's the best eyeshadow primer you will ever buy. If your skin tone is similar to mine, Painterly is good. If you have a warmer skin tone, Soft Ochre is good. I use my finger to apply this, but all eyeshadows go on so beautiful over this. And if you blend this out with your finger, you're going to get a more even coverage than what you would get if you used a brush. But this is a classic example of something that has been around forever that is so good and still should be, recognized as being that good. MAC sadly discontinued most of the shades of their paint pots, and now they only have like 5 left, I think, which is so sad because it's such a great product. Okay, now I am going to use this. This is a face product, but I'm going to use this on my eyes. I like to multi-purpose my products. And I'm going to use this Wet n Wild brush from their Pro line. This is the P15 brush. These rose gold brushes are so pretty. Okay, this is the Essence Luminous Matte Bronzing Powder in the shade Sunshine. Lately, I've been doing this a lot, and it's not something that I just started doing. I've been doing it off and on for a long time, except I just used a different product. If you haven't tried this, any matte bronzer that is within the right shade range for you, try using it as a transition shade. This is a pretty light bronzer. And what I do is I just take some, tap off the excess, and put this right where, you know, the transition shade would go, which is like your upper crease area. And I just feel like this looks so good as a transition shade. I don't feel like that many companies make transition shades. And when they do, they don't seem like they're quite right for what I need. So bronzers work great, I feel like, for everybody, because you have way more control over what shade to buy or to use, because bronzers come in so many different shade ranges that, you know, you can customize it to suit your needs. So if you feel like you've never found the perfect transition shade, try a bronzer. And that blends in beautifully. Okay, speaking of products that are fantastic that nobody talks about these anymore, and they are still available, and they are so good. If you want to splurge on something and buy yourself a luxury eyeshadow or two, these are $29.50 a piece, so almost $30. But I think a lot of people are under the assumption that these are no longer available in the United States. You can order them from the company's website, so they are still available. There's been a lot going on with this company. They got bought out by somebody else, and they got pulled out of the one department store that you could get them from before. I don't think they were ever actually in stores, but you could order them from the department store's website, Nordstrom. But anyways, you can still get them from their website. What am I talking about? Burberry. Of all the luxury eyeshadows that I've ever played around with, I think these are the most impressive. I'm going to start today using number 2 Trench, which is just your basic brow bone highlight shade. You know, it's just like a beige, basically. And I'm just going to use this e.l.f. Contour brush to apply it. I have these in a number of different colors, and they are just a delight to work with. And I don't pay them the attention that they deserve, because they're so good. I remember how excited I was when I first discovered these. And yeah, that doesn't look like anything, but it does, you know, brighten the area a little bit. On my lids, I'm going to use number 9 Rosewood, which is a taupe. And I'm going to use a MAC 239 shader brush. But these have the most incredible texture to them. So if you just, you know, if it's your birthday or Christmas or you're celebrating something, a graduation, a promotion, whatever, try one of these. You can thank me later. They are so nice. So this is like a very light taupe that is flattering on my skin tone, but they come in, you know, lots of different shades and different depths of shades. But this one here is, you know, just more like a good color for every day. if you just want something more on the natural side. Okay, I'm also going to dust off that brush that I used for my brow bone highlight. Just gonna dust it off on my hand. It just had beige on it. And I'm gonna take a little bit of this and put it directly in the crease area. I'm not gonna completely cover up that transition shade, but I am gonna just pop some of this in the crease. Yeah, go on the Burberry website, and if you look in the section that says women, one of the categories is makeup. One thing I will tell you though is I've tried some different products by Burberry, and I don't care for their lipsticks. I'm not sure why. I just am not crazy about the formula. And they have more than one formula. But yeah, I'm just not wild about their lipsticks. But the eyeshadows, oh, I love them. Never tried their blushes. They are beautiful though, stunning. But yeah, I would love to try a blush someday. But yeah, everything is, you know, very expensive. Out of my budget, really. But, you know, I would buy one here and there when I could. So I have a few of these. But I have to get out of the mentality that if I paid a lot for something, I don't want to use it. It's crazy. Oh, I forgot my bronzer when I was doing my face products. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer in light bronze. AOA Studio F11 brush from shopmissa.com. Okay, back to the eyes. So let's see. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this eyeliner, Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Hot Chocolate. And I'm going to put some of that on my waterline. When you see me put my fingers here, I'm not pulling the skin down. I'm just kind of resting my hand there. Just gives me better control for some reason. I'm just going to slide this along my tight line now. In case you're wondering why I never put eyeliner on the lid or do a flick or anything like that. When you get older, everything starts to droop. It's true, you'll see. And by putting the eyeliner on the inside of my eye, I'm still getting that definition, but I'm not closing out my eye space. I'm keeping it, you know, as wide and big as possible because that will give me a more youthful look. Okay, now I'm going to take my small Zoeva pencil brush and I'm going to go back into the Burberry Rosewood shadow and just pick up a little bit of that and drag that right along that eyeliner. Something different I've been doing with my mascara lately. This is a Shiseido eyelash curler. Something I've been doing different. I've been taking this Wet n Wild Lash Renegade mascara in Avenging Amethyst and using it as if it is a lash primer. Then I've been putting my Milk Makeup Kush mascara that I got at Sephora a couple weeks ago, and putting that on top. Oh my god. If I thought this mascara was good before, over the Wet n Wild Lash Renegade is incredible. And, you know, the purple doesn't shine through or anything, so it doesn't matter what kind of look I'm doing. But, wow, does this make a nice eye primer. Or eyelash primer. And I don't know what made me think to try that one day. I was doing my makeup and I used this and I was like, nah, I don't think I feel like purple mascara after all. So I just put the Kush, the Milk Makeup Kush mascara over it. And I was like, oh my god. So I'll show you the end result in a sec. Oh my god, this is a long video. Okay, I'm going to tilt my head up so you can see this eye with the Milk Makeup mascara, and then this eye is just going to have the Wet n Wild. You see that difference? Wow. Okay, I'm going to do my brows off camera because this video has gotten ridiculously long. But I'm just going to show you that I'm going to use this e.l.f. Beautifully Precise brow brush and spoolie. And I'm going to use my Anastasia brow powder in medium brown. Be right back to do these. No, I will be right back after I do my brows. Okay, brows are on. Colormates lip liner. When you buy a Colormates lipstick, you get a liner for free in the package. Dollar Tree, Big Lots, those are the two places where you can find Colormates lipsticks. This is just a nude lip liner, but I use it with everything. I have tons of lip liners, but I reach for this over and over again. Sometimes I just line my lips for definition, sometimes I fill them in, depends on what color lipstick I'm using. So I'm starting by lining my lips. And with the shade of lipstick that I'm going to use today, I'm going to fill them in. I do like the lipsticks too, of these. But the lip liner is just the perfect shade. Nice formula too. Okay, but for lipstick, I'm going to use NARS Orgasm. I figured if I was going to use the blush, I would use the lipstick as well. So it's just that beautiful golden coral shade. So this lipstick has been around for a long time. This is not the first one that I've had. This is, I think, my second one. I bought it a long time ago, missed it, and went out and bought it again. Just a beautiful golden coral shade. So that is the completed look. And by the way, almost forgot to say this. I know, like I said before, I've gotten a lot of new subscribers. If you're new, you might be wondering what the heck is going on with her hair. I'm growing out my natural hair color, so all this brown is dyed, and then this is au naturel. So that's why I have such a contrast there. And you know, it's a process and it's going to take a while, but I'm just dying to see what it will look like when it's all extremely light. Just curious. So we'll see. That's a work in progress, and I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, but thanks for watching, you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already and you're just a lurker, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. Bye.